It's going to be a good year.
Yes.
Yes. Isn't it?
Oh, yes,
definitely.
yeah.
I agree. I took a bit of a flyer, actually. I bought the whole growth before there was practically a leaf on the vines. But I think it's come off.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Yes. I shan't be in the office this afternoon, Miss Hernshaw. I have one or two things to do.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
Sure she doesn't know.
Antonia? About us? Positive.
Good.
You really glad?
For your sake. How's her psychoanalysis going?
All right.
What's her problem, anyway?
Antonia? She hasn't got a problem, really. I think she's hoping to find one.
Has she got a good analyst?
Farmer Anderson. Oh, he's a genius. Amazing man. Extraordinary power. He's one of our closest friends. Now, Antonia's enjoying herself disgracefully. Having the time of her life.
Oh, I feel so awful. I just feel so awful.
Try to relax. Try to talk it through. You must try to be very lucid about everything. Very lucid and very honest.
But I feel so awful.
Excuse me. Oh, you monster, you little monster. Look, I won't be able to see you till after the holidays, but I'll ring you anyway, okay? Oh, darling. I'm the luckiest man alive, Georgie Hans. The luckiest man alive.
Probably.
Bye.
Who mustn't go in the flower beds?
You run along now.
Hello, darling. I was beginning to get quite worried about you. Been waiting for ages. Something wrong?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I'm afraid very much so. Oh, I feel so awful. I feel so awful.
Oh, darling, what's the matter? Has there been an earthquake in Peru, or has Jasper got hard pad?
It's about Me and Anderson. Oh, I feel so awful.
Now, why do you feel so awful about you and Anderson?
Oh, don't be flippant, Martin. This is serious. More than serious. Fatal.
You mean you and Anderson? You and Anderson? What you're trying to tell me is that you're a bit in love with Palmer Anderson, right? Well, frankly, it doesn't surprise me the least, darling. We're all a bit in love with him. Bit in love with him myself.
We are not a bit in love. We are deeply and desperately in love. Deeply and desperately.
I know we probably should have told you sooner, but it was such an improbable, an extreme love.
Oh, he wants his dinner, doesn't he?
Antonia, don't say wild and melodramatic things that you don't mean.
Well, I do mean it. We both mean it. I'm sorry, but I want a divorce.
Look, let's just go upstairs and talk this whole thing over in a sensible fashion, Antonia. Now, come on, darling. We're not children. Now.
I do mean it.
All right, you're in love with Palmer.
Deeply and desperately.
Deeply and desperately. Darling, this is something that happens in psychoanalysis. I mean, it all began with some woman flinging her arms around Freud's neck, didn't it?
Martin, please try and help me. I do mean it. And it'll save us a lot of pain if you just try and understand me now. Try and see what things are like now. I know this must be a ghastly shock, but please try. I feel so utterly wretched hurting you like this, but I can't do otherwise. I just can't.
Right. Right. All right. All right. All right, darling. If you're as much in love with him as all that, then perhaps you'd better go to bed with him.
I've already been to bed with him.
You haven't. Since when? And how many times?
Oh, Martin, please try and understand. I want a divorce. I want a divorce. I'm sorry. I fought and fought. We both have.
Have you really?
This thing has just completely overwhelmed me. It's all or nothing.
Well, let me recommend nothing. I'm damned if we're going to have a divorce. I'm damned if we are. Got a perfectly happy marriage. Why should we go on being happy?
Even when we've got our divorce, sweet Martin, you'll never have to do without me. I'll always be there when you want me. I'll never let you go. I'll always be there when you want me. I'll never let you go.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see Palmer.
He's waiting for you.
Is he, by God?
Oh, now, you mustn't hate him, Martin. He's your best friend.
We shall see. All I can promise you is that if he says we've got to behave like civilized people, I shall kick his teeth in. Your idea of friendship. You betrayed my trust, seduced my wife, exploited your professional position in the most scandalous possible manner. What I really came round here to do was to smash your face in.
My dear Marty, you and I are civilized people. We must try to behave like civilized people. We must both try to be lucid and very honest in our response to the situation. Just as Antonia... Scott. And I have been. Why don't you sit back? You'll be so much more comfortable.
Oh, stop being so bloody nice to me, can't you?
But why, Martin? In heaven's name, why? I mean, we're friends. What Antonia and I are, or may become, doesn't have to affect what you and I are. Well, of course, I concede that some delicate adjustments, some retuning may be called for. Put up your hands.
I beg your pardon?
Put up your hands to stop you choking. There, better?
Much.
Good.
Mama, let me remind you, Antonia and I are married. Extremely happily married.
Yes, but, this isn't really the point, is it? I mean, Antonia's been standing still, and marriage should be, an adventure in development.
The time has come for her to take a more advanced course, I suppose.
I think that's right, Martin. I think that's right. I think that's a very, lucid and a very honest analysis.
Oh, for Christ's sake, if you want to have an affair with my wife, let's have honest lust, not pseudo-science.
Why abuse your intelligence like this? And Martin, before we go any further, let's get one thing clear and out of the way. No one is letting you down.
No one's letting me down? Well, of course they are. Everyone's letting me down. You destroyed the whole basis of my life. No one's letting me down.
Martin, do you know what this is?
It's a key, isn't it?
To my front door.
Well, what the hell's this for?
To make you realize you're not being excluded. The last thing in the world we want to do is to exclude you. You're welcome here at any time. Any time.
This is insanity.
No, Martin. This is sanity. We're on the brink of new things, and we must hold very fast to each other. We're all victims of the same situation, Martin. Pawns of our psychological states.
Let's try and be very lucid and very honest. I am a pawn, Antonia is a queen, and you, unmistakably, are a bishop. And what's more, you and she are planning to play and mate in one. Don't think I can't see that. Ah! Right! Now I've broken my leg!
No, you haven't. You're simply looking for an injury. Some wound to parade in front of me.
Right on the shin.
Well, accidents are frequently a response to some masochistic stimulus. You must analyze it in that light. The pain is largely inner motivated. Oh, Martin, I do hope you feel better for your visit. And please, above all, don't feel guilty.
Did you see him?
Of course I saw him.
How was he?
Oh, he was fine. He's always fine. God, you're beautiful.
Did he get you to understand? Martin.
Yes, I understand. And I hardly feel guilty at all.
Oh, I'm so pleased. Darling, would you pass me my robe, please?
Yes.
I've been so worried about you. It's awful, this happening. Particularly at the holidays.
It'd be pretty awful at any time.
Oh, I know, but at Easter it seems worse somehow. I feel so responsible. You're welcome to come and spend it with me and Anderson if you want to.
Look, why do you keep calling him Anderson? I mean, if you've slept with a man, at least you can go the whole hog and call him by his first name.
I know. You ought to go and see your brother and sister. Rambles will be glorious at this time of year, and Rosemary will be so understanding.
Overjoyed, you mean? Ever since her own marriage struck a reef, she's lived for the sound of other couples crunching on the rocks.
Oh, Martin, you are being naughty.
I was absolutely shattered.
Very nice of you.
So was Alexander. I've never seen him so shattered.
Seemed pretty shattering all round then.
He was so upset when he got Antonia's letter.
Oh, she wrote him a letter, did she? Here, I bought you some plonk.
Oh, bless you. We were getting rather low. Oh, look who's here. Oh, he's such a man, isn't he? Such a big man. Yes, isn't he?
Go on, get it. I can remember when I was too small to reach that damn thing.
Alexander used to hold you up. Martin, You will be nice to Alexander, won't you? Because he was shattered.
I shall be all sympathy in his hour of trial.
Well, you know what I think about Palmer. I think he's just fake.
I don't agree. I think he's a very remarkable man.
That may be. But I don't think he's a genuine article. He's a reproduction human being. Like the best kind of wax fruit.
Well, here we are again. Anyone like a Bicky, as Nanny Bell used to say? Yes, you're right, Martin. Be careful. When men are deprived of sex, they make up for it by overeating.
And what do women do, Flower?
Good works, my sweet. True?
Remember?
Not really Antonio, of course, without the body.
Do bodies matter that much? I always thought the best thing about being God would be mating the heads.
Who's this going to be?
No, I haven't decided. Why not you?
Oh, no thanks all the same. I don't fancy becoming one of your trophies. Least of all now with horns on.
Fresco, Sasha, come on. Oh, you're a good dog, aren't you? Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Oh, where are you going? Oh, you're a good dog, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, Fresco.
Have you been faithful to Antonia?
Yes, of course.
Why, of course. What are you up to, brother? I suppose you come down from there. I'll have that, shall I? Oh!
Oh, I think it'll suit him perfectly.
Oh, the curtains are going to fit anyway, with a tuck here and there.
Where's Anderson? Oh, it is warm.
Oil fired.
Anderson?
I'm in the throne room. This looks like mildew. Some sort of fungoid discoloration. Bath seems distinct signs of pond life. These run hot and cold cocoa. I feel slightly nauseated.
Oh, I feel so awful about dragging you here. Well, never mind. Martin isn't as fastidious as you are.
Look, Martin. Darling, don't let them suck you down. Let's go away. Let's be happy. Let us be happy.
I want to, darling. I want to desperately. Eventually, it's just that everything's so impossibly fraught just now. Look, yeah, but please try and be patient, and please go on loving me, and try and be Thank you, sir. Ah,
That's yours, of course.
And of course you must have that.
Yes, I must have that. And you must have that.
You'd want those, wouldn't you, darling?
Yes, of course. Oh, and you'd better have that.
Right.
Ah, this is mine. And that is yours. Or would you sooner that was mine and this was yours?
No, that's yours, and this is mine.
Shall we do the books one by one or shelf by shelf?
oh,
Holm, Martin. You have the books, darling.
No. You never know when you might need a good book.
Oh, Martin, please. I feel so awful already.
All yours.
You do like the flat, don't you, darling? Because Anderson took such a lot of trouble finding it.
I'm ecstatic.
Martin, please don't.
And do what, for Christ's sake?
Well, just be so sort of blank and sarcastic.
I'm not being blank and sarcastic. I am grateful to Palmer, but I do wish you'd all stop scheming for my welfare.
We care about you so, darling. You'll always have us, you know, no matter what you do.
Lynch Gibbon.
Oh, Martin, I'm very much afraid I may have picked up a virus this morning while disinfecting your apartment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm in very considerable discomfort, and I'm due to meet my sister on a client, you know, from Oxford this evening. Could you conceivably go to the station in my place?
Well, it's a bit difficult.
I'm very much afraid this wind may inflame my bronchs. I've just taken a pine bath, and I'm going straight to bed with a couple of Panadol.
Oh, all right.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Klein, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm Martin Lynch Gibbon.
Where is my brother?
At home. He has inflamed bronchs. Look, can I take something? How was it in Oxford?
This is an unexpected courtesy, Mr. Lynch Gibbon.
Hello, Jasper. Where's Mummy? Yes, boy. Would you like to go upstairs? Or what?
Honor. Oh, this is nice. This is nice.
I felt better by the fire.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Jeffcock. Will you come through to the waiting room, Mr. Jeffcock?
Hello, Jasper. Where's Mummy? Where's Mummy? Here.
Martin.
Speaking. Here's the basket. How's the chest?
Well, the whole upper respiratory tract is clearing slowly.
Yes, and as soon as patients are finished, we're going to go down to Gifford's Heath. You know, the health farm. I think we both need a break.
Is that a new dress?
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, it is. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, now who has his bed?
Well, unless there's any other small office I can perform, I shall disappear again below stairs.
This won't do, Martin. This mock fawning of yours, you know.
Won't do what?
Any good. You're avoiding reality, taking refuge in a kind of play acting, behaving too generously on the surface and too harshly underneath. We need you, Martin. I need you. We need more than play acting. Much more.
Name it. If it's in the catalogue, it's yours. Not love.
Only love will serve our turn here. A rare thing, Martin, though no name is taken more often in vain. Look at us truly. Look at us as we are. It's the only way.
We'll try, Palmer. Oh, sorry.
Mr. Jeffcock.
Come in, Mr.
Can I help you?
No, thank you.
You seem to have rather a lot of stuff here.
I wonder if you realize how much your gutless behavior disappoints them.
I beg your pardon?
They're both experts in self-deception. They've enchanted themselves into believing in this absurd man.
And what would you suggest I do?
They're relying on you to make them give up something they're by no means sure they really want themselves. You're a passionate man, Mr. Lynchgibbon. You cannot get away with this intimacy with your wife's seducer.
Your lectureship is in Oxford, Dr. Klein, not here. I'm not one of your primitive savages. I don't believe in vendettas.
Only lies and falsehood come of letting people off. You think you're being civilized? I think you're a coward.
Well, at least I'm a civilized coward.
I'm not at all sure you really want your wife back.
And I'm not at all sure if I care if you're at all sure. Thanks all the same.
Oh, everyone's after you, aren't they? You poor old double dealer, you.
You'll be kind to me, won't you, Georgie? You'll let me off.
I love you, Martin. That's what you never seem to get into your silly head.
And you don't mind if we go on keeping our things secret, do you? It'd hurt Antonia so dreadfully if she found out.
You couldn't go on playing injured innocence, could you?
Well, the real thing is Antonia'd want to understand. I think I'd sooner anything than be understood just at the moment.
Well, we should have gone away, shouldn't we? You should have taken me to New York.
I will. I love you, Georgie Hand. You can't imagine what it's like having Honor Klein baying at your heels.
You always forget she taught me for a while. When I was at Oxford.
Yes, of course. Trouble is, I can never think of you as educated.
Oh, no, not another. Oh, that's the third one this week. They're always getting in. Look, grab that broom. See if you can get him down here.
But look, mind he doesn't, you know, on that dress of yours.
That's it. Come on. Oh.
Careful.
Nearly got him.
Oh, well done.
Oh, hold him. There we are. That's it. Not going to touch you. There we are. Here we go. Oh, Martin. Oh, put me down. Oh.
I'm going to take you somewhere and show you something you've never seen before.
Oh, where? New York?
No, not New York. The house.
Whose house?
My house. Blomfield Road, our house. Antonia's and mine. Forbidden territory.
But Martin, but wait a minute, I haven't even got my handbag.
Come on, don't make excuses.
Look, I don't think it's a very good idea to go to this forbidden
touch it. Touch everything. I want you to. You're what's real now. All this is just scenery, that's all. It's time for something new.
Oh, Martin, is it possible? I mean, is it really possible?
It's not only possible, it's true. Take it. Take something. I want to give you something.
You sure you're not just getting at Antonia?
No. No. If there's anything you want,
I want you.
God, it must be Antonia.
No, Martin. No!
Go out of that little gate at the bottom. You can get round to the square. Find yourself a taxi and I'll come round as soon as I can.
No.
For God's sake!
No. Look, Martin, I want to see her. I don't want to run away. I want to see her. I ought to see her.
Go when I bloody tell you.
Darling, what a nice surprise. Can I help you?
You mean, Mr. Lynch Gibbon, what the hell am I doing here?
Do I?
Don't you?
Yes, what the hell are you doing here?
I needed a certain key. It happened to be in my brother's wallet. The wallet he lent your wife to pay a bill of some kind. She put it in a basket which she left here by mistake when she called yesterday. She lent me her key to come and get it, and here I am. Here, I fancy, is the basket.
That is without doubt the longest explanation I've ever heard in my entire life. Dr. Klein. Don't go. Our conversation yesterday, you know, about letting people off. I was thinking, I don't suppose you ever let people off, do you, Dr. Klein?
With me, Mr. Lynch Gibbon, people pay as they earn.
That's rather what I imagined.
Pretty supple indeed.
Why don't you just excuse me, sir?
Miss Earnshaw?
Yes, Miss Martin.
Oh, sorry. Could you please try Riverside number for me again?
Antonia and I would like you to come down and see us, Martin. Yes, at the health farm. No, we're not the least bit lonely. We're just very anxious to see you.
Well, here I am. What's up?
Sit down, Martin.
How's the upper respiratory tract?
Entirely free of inflammation, thank you.
Well, what else has flared up?
Do we tell him?
Yes, of course we tell him.
Martin, we found out about Georgie Hans.
What exactly have you found out?
Everything, Martin. Everything, everything, everything.
Martin, you've turned our world upside down.
Much as you did to mine, really. I didn't kick against the pricks. I don't see why you should.
It isn't a question of pricks. It's a question of honesty. We can't just leave this thing.
Well, I can, and I'm going to.
Martin, Antonia has a right to hear from you on this.
To hell with Antonia's rights! Antonia's forfeited her rights.
Martin, please don't be rude as well as unkind.
We love you very much. Yes, please. Martin, will you take a cup of parsley tea with us?
I've lost my appetite. Thanks all the same.
I don't know how you could tell such lies.
Oh, it's not so difficult. You managed it for several weeks, if I seem to remember, without bursting any rivets.
Let's try not to be cheap.
I can't tell you how much it hurts.
Well, I'm sorry.
I thought you loved me so much.
And so I did. And so I do. I just happen to love Georgie, too.
And love her still.
And love her still. Christ, one can love two people. You ought to know that. Look, you've got the facts. I don't deny them. I refuse to have a bloody court-martial.
Martin? Martin? Martin?
Martin.
Martin? We love you, Martin. We want to help you. We want you to help us, but above all, we want you to be happy and well-adjusted.
Need any adjusting, I'll let you know.
Martin, look, the first thing I'm sure you're looking for all our sakes is for us to meet Georgie.
Over my dead body.
Well, we shall have to meet her sooner or later, my dear.
How the hell did they find out?
I expect Honor Klein told them.
Well, how the hell did she find out?
I told her. She came round and I told her.
Well, thanks a lot, I must say. You're a treacherous little cow, aren't you? Aren't you?
You shouldn't have treated me like your piece on the side. You made me feel so cheap. I had to talk to someone just because oh, God, the way you treated me.
All right, all right.
I hated it, Martin. I hated it.
Oh, all right. At least you could have told that bloody hairy bitch to give a trap shot.
You don't love me and you never have.
I mean, if you don't love me.
I mean, I wish I didn't.
Georgie, darling. You can't imagine what's happened now. The latest thing is Antonia's dying to meet you. How about that? Can you imagine?
Well, that's absolutely fine, because I'm just dying to meet her.
Now, don't be silly, darling. Now, don't you start. Look, I'm not going to introduce you to Antonia, and that is that. Antonia, this is Georgie Hans. Georgie, my wife.
May I call you Georgie? I feel as though I know you so well already.
If you like. Oh, thank you.
Your usual, dear?
Yes, please.
Tea of Peppy, please. Georgie.
I want my usual. Could I have a Campari, please?
With ice and soda.
And a scotch, please. No ice.
What did you say that Georgie does, Martin?
She's in up at the Royal...
I teach textile design at the Royal College of Art.
Oh, fascinating. You must call me Antonia.
I don't feel that I can.
Oh, but you must. You absolutely must. Please.
Look, I wanted to meet you because I'm tired of the lies, the evasions, not because I expected us to be able to talk to each other.
Oh, you mustn't be harsh with me, my dear.
I promise you, I wish you nothing but good. It's just that...
And I wish you nothing but good, too, both of you.
What? Oh, look, leave me out of it, please.
Oh, how can we possibly leave you out of it? Oh, I love those chains. Was it that shop in Beecham Place?
What Martin means is what he and I are or aren't has nothing to do with this. This isn't why we're meeting. We're meeting so that each of us knows that the other really exists.
And now we know.
So this is Georgie. Well, we should have met long ago.
We did. At a party. At Honours in Oxford. Well, that is, I met you. You didn't meet me.
Oh, could you?
No, thank you.
Do you think we ought to have another?
No, I don't think so, thank you, Martin. It makes me too sleepy in the afternoons. Yes, I'll have some fennel, thank you.
You know, we were all very disturbed, Georgie, when we first, when we found out about you. But, now I think we're all going to be very close, very revitalized in consequence. No, thank you.
Anderson doesn't believe in carbohydrates.
Well, I'm going to have another half bottle.
I think the flat will be very suitable with the right things in it. Don't you, Anderson?
Yes, excuse me. I think they both should be very happy. I mean, after all, why not?
Of course, later you might want something more spacious, but when you're first married...
Right.
Yes.
Start small and build big. You know, Martin, I think you're a lucky fellow, you know that?
You've no idea how relieved we are. You mustn't misunderstand me.
Half of 54, please.
But for Martin to have someone so perfect, it makes us very happy. Oh, he can be so naughty about chewing his food.
Antonia, for heaven's sake.
I know, after lunch, let's all go and look for furniture for them. After all, we might as well get used to each other's company.
Right, we'll be seeing a lot of each other in the future.
No.
Oh, I saw the most beautiful chest in Liberty's.
No, look, that's enough. I'm sorry, but I think you're all being obscene. Obscene, all of you. It's all this maintenance.
Georgie.
I adore your chains and pass the fennel. It's sickening. It's incestuous. It's like having strange hands prodding one all over it. Oh, God.
Georgie. Antonia.
I feel so awful. I tried so hard and now I feel so awful.
Antonia, I think we have to try and be very lucid and very honest here.
It wasn't my idea, you know. It was your idea. But don't blame me. I didn't suggest it. I don't ever want to see them again. Oh, for goodness sake.
Can I help you?
Oh, I thought it was somebody I knew.
Georgie? Georgie, come on, darling. Open up. I want to talk to you. Georgie! All right, darling, if that's the way you want it.
Yes, Mummy. Yes, Mummy.
Antonia?
Ah. I take it they're not in. Where have they got to?
The opera.
Oh, have they really? Well, you didn't waste much time, did you? Denouncing me to the authorities.
Was it unpleasant?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose so.
You were in Japan, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
I see. That was a good trick.
It was not a trick.
Well, it was very good, whatever it was. I gather you've been taught how.
I never got beyond the beginning.
Possibly just as well.
I imagine Japan must have been very much you.
How's Palmer?
Oh, he's fine.
That's good. And Martin?
He's fine, too.
It's a pity we can't lunch.
Unfortunately, I promised.
Yeah, so have I.
Who have you promised? Delicious.
Yes, I don't think Palmer's had any of it.
Well, we should send some round.
Well, I'll bring some round.
Would you tonight? We'd love to see you.
Yes, I probably will. How are things with you and Palmer? It's really working then. And how's bed?
Different.
Meaning better, I suppose.
Different.
Yes, well, different is better.
I feel so awful about you and Georgie.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. Not entirely, anyway.
I think you ought to get right away and go to Crete or Turkey or Tunis and find yourself.
And how can I be sure that I'd be there?
Are you going to see her again?
Well, I shall have to.
If only to...
Quite.
There's no use forcing these things. If something's over, it's over.
When something's over, it's over. hell are you doing here?
He's having coffee. Want some?
I met Georgie at lunch today.
I suppose by pure blind chance you happen to sit at the same table in Joe Lyons.
Honor Klein introduced us.
It's more than likely that I shall kill that woman. I suppose you know George is my mistress.
Yes, she did tell me.
Oh, don't flatter yourself. She tells everybody. I suppose you clear out.
Martin, for heaven's sake, stop being such a heavyweight. Look, if I want to meet Alexander, I'll bloody meet Alexander. I've been bloody wretched lately, not that you've noticed.
No, well, I'm a bloody monster. Everyone bloody knows that. You know that, don't you, bloody Alexander?
Why get so angry?
Why get so angry? Look, will you go?
I'm sorry, Martin. Bye, Georgie. I'll be off now.
So it's the reign of terror now, is it?
Treachery's becoming quite a habit with you.
All right, all right.
No, it isn't all right.
Martin, you don't seem to realize, but I'm nearer the edge than you could possibly imagine.
Do you know why I'm here? Do you? Because you're the only real thing left in my life. Georgie, marry me.
I didn't go to bed with Alexander, you know. You don't have to be that jealous. Well, don't let's get married just because I gave your brother a cup of instant coffee.
I love you, for heaven's sake. I want you. You don't love me, right?
Oh. Yes. Yes. No. No. Yes, I don't know. Martin, you once told me that you passed your girls on to Alexander. Are you sure he didn't always take them away from you?
Yes, that's exactly what he did.
We'll have a couple of drinks and see who's there.
Hello. Are you staying for a singer?
What? I don't know.
Oh, come on, Stephen. I'm so sorry, you know. I thought you were going to this party.
Rose, do come along. I've got your writer.
Hello. How are you, nice?
Hello, darling.
Who's that?
It's me. I've brought the wine. You in bed already?
Come on up. Oh, look, listen, bring 3 glasses and a bottle. we simply must have a look at you.
Hello, darling.
Oh, don't just stand there, Martin, dear boy. Come in. I simply adore dormitory feasts.
Right.
We haven't got a corkscrew.
Oh.
I've got a corkscrew. I may not have much, but I always have a corkscrew. There we are.
darling.
Oh.
What a ridiculous situation. I really ought to be wringing your necks.
Antonia says you're planning a vacation. Where are you thinking of going?
Oh, I don't know. Somewhere warm. They say you can go to hell very cheaply these days. And I thought I'd go there. As I'm halfway already.
Martin.
Happy New Year.
Darling, you are drunk. Would you like me to call you a taxi?
Well, I've got this car, actually. Actually, I'm not going away after all. I'm too blindingly happy where I am. Oh. I seem to have spilt the wine.
Oh, well, never mind, darling. It'll come out.
Thank you.
It doesn't. We can always put a rug over it. I forbid you to feel badly. You're going to have it treated with disinfectant.
I hope that's okay. Well, I'd best be off.
Oh, right. Well, see you anon.
Oh, the wine's in the hall, by the way, if that suits.
Oh, Martin, do me a favor, will you? Pop it down into the cellar. I'd hate my beloved Mrs. Neal to trip over it in the morning before I get down.
Right. Well, I'll say good night. Good night.
Good night, darling. And don't worry.
Well, what have I got to worry about?
The carpet.
Oh, no. I won't worry about that.
I promise. Everything's all right.
Everything's all right. Promise.
Oh, Martin. Corkscrew.
Oh. But I always have a corkscrew.
Oh, it's you.
Oh. It's you.
I thought you might be my brother.
But I couldn't be. He's in bed with my wife. I'm just a minute taking him up some wine.
You're a positive heroic figure, Mr. Lynch-Gibbon. One doesn't know whether to kiss your feet or recommend you have a thoroughly good analysis.
Does one not?
No.
Why did you introduce my mistress to my brother?
Because she asked me to. Anyway, she needed to see a new face.
Well, there's one face nobody ever needed to see, and that's yours, frankly. Have you any idea just how destructive you are? You ought to be preceded by a man waving a red flag. You're a menace, and a bore, and a prig. Just keep your scaly fingers off my affairs in the future, that's all I'm warning you.
I've no interest whatever in your affairs. Anyway, I'm leaving for Oxford tomorrow evening, and you can relax.
Hooray! We can all relax. Palmer and Antonia don't exactly relish you hanging over them like a carrion crow either, you know.
You're drunk, Mr. Lynch-Gibbon. When you're sober, you're stupid. When you're drunk, you're also disgusting. Good night.
Wait a minute.
My dear. Dear Dr. Klein. Dr. Klein! I simply don't know how to apologize. I'm afraid I was disgustingly drunk, and I behaved like a wild beast. The reason... I behaved like a savage, like a petulant child. And all I can ask is that you try to understand my state and judge my behavior accordingly. We are beyond apologies, things of that sort. We are enemies. We have a special bond between us forever. Is that not so? A bond of hatred. My dear, my dear. I'm not drunk. I was drunk, but I'm not. I mean what I say. Oh, no, I love you. I want you. You must realize I never meant to hurt you. Never. No stranger.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Honor I love, loved I not honor. Oh. Who's that?
Good morning, darling.
What are you doing here?
You can't trust the men with things like these, so I'm doing it myself.
Are you? Well, what are you doing exactly?
I'm moving you out of here and into the flat. It's almost ready. It really is tremendously you.
Is it really? I'm tremendously nice for it.
Martin, you can go straight there after the office if you like. Give a little housewarming.
Well, thanks a lot, but I don't like. Look, I'm going out of town now. I may not be back tonight.
Going anywhere nice?
Never mind. Wherever it is, I can do without an escort of the household cavalry. Thanks all the same.
I'm terribly sorry, but did you know your front doorbell doesn't function?
I want to be very lucid and very honest about this. She's not my sister. You understand that, Martin? She's my half-sister. We had two different fathers, two very different fathers. And this was the end of a chapter, I assure you, Martin. The very, very end.
Look, why do you feel you have to explain things to me? Don't be concerned about my disapproving. I don't.
But of course you do. You feel total horror of it. You're quaking with horror at this very minute. I appreciate that. But your feelings, frankly, are not what matter here. The one we have to look after is Antonia.
And Honor?
Martin, please allow me to speak. I don't think you quite realize the damage you've done. Oh, Honor will be all right. I mean, she's a very considerable human being. What's at stake here is Antonia's happiness. A revelation of this kind might disable her for life.
Well,
Martin, this is desperately grave. I do hope you're conscious of that. And if you're as wise and as generous and as good as I believe you to be, you'll keep silent. Hello, dear.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, fine.
How's your mother?
Better. Your weekend was all right, I gather?
Gathered from whom?
Well, from you.
Oh.
What's the matter?
Why do you ask that?
Well, you look as if...
What?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
Antonia, I'll do this. Suppose you go downstairs and make some coffee, huh?
Oh, all right. I missed you. I don't suppose you missed me?
Why?
Well,
Oh. Well, we've had a tiring journey.
We?
Honor's here.
Honor?
Why do you say it like that? Have you spoken to Martin?
What do you mean, have I spoken to Martin?
Well, isn't it clear? It sounds like English to me. It sounds clear enough to me, grammatical enough to me. Have you spoken to Martin? Answer me! Oh, Antonia! Antonia! Antonia, my dear!
Martin!
what is it? What is it?
It's Palmer. It's Palmer. He's completely turned against me, but completely, and I don't understand. I just don't understand. You haven't told him anything, have you?
Well, what have I got to tell him?
Oh, I don't know. People make things up and tell lies and things, but I've just never known him so strange. He's so cold and withdrawn, and it frightens me. Oh, that's him. It must be him. Oh, Martin.
Antonia, I'm here. Whoever it is, don't be frightened.
Oh, Martin.
Now, look here.
Ah.
It's all right. It's only the men.
In there, madam?
Yes, please. Oh! 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 Oh!
What? Antonia, will you come with me, please, at once?
Look, just, Antonia is not coming with you, Palmer, and that's it.
You'll both do as I tell you.
Not anymore, mein Führer. I suppose you get out.
You are a little destroyer, aren't you? Antonia, use your reason. I want to talk to you and not here.
Get out! Go on! Out!
Not without her.
Are you all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I think so. No serious damage. Oh, that's like hell, though.
Let's have a look. Ah, yes, you're going to have a really horrible black eye. I'm afraid I've got nothing to put on it. I could ring down to Harrods, I suppose, and get them to send out some steak.
No, I'd just like to go home, I think. Give me a Kleenex, will you? Unless you've got some sterile gauze. Always a terrible danger of infection in these sort of things. I do hope your hands are clean.
Oh, the men are leaving. Could you find me some change?
Ah. I say, could you possibly lend me $5 bob? I'll let you have it back.
I'd like to see you again, Martin, if I may.
We'll see, we'll see.
7 Connaught Place, please.
Taxi!
Oh, sorry, madam. It's taken. A friend of mine. Sorry. Now what?
Well, I just realized we're not going to be living here anymore, are we? Oh, Martin, darling Martin. I just felt so awful without you. It's us again. We never really parted, did we, Martin?
Did we not?
I suppose you do want me back.
Yeah.
Down here. Hey, is this the sort of thing you want?
Georgie hands. Will you marry me?
No, 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 no. It can't be true.
Well, they'll be here any minute. You can hear for yourself.
You idiot.
Well, what have I done?
You let her do it. You let her do it. You could have stopped her if you'd wanted to.
Oh, God, I thought you'd be pleased. And goodbye, temptation, after all.
You never should have let her go. Never. Oh, I don't want to see them. I can't see them. Oh, I feel so awful. I'm going to get a migraine.
Do you happen to realize what bloody agony I'm in?
I can't bear it. I can't bear it. Darlings.
I hope we have your blessing.
Oh, my most hearty blessing.
Ha ha! You're a quick worker, I must say.
I knew what I wanted.
Well, we must celebrate. We must celebrate.
Sorry if it's too cold. Antonia will stack champagne in the fridge like frozen peas.
I like it cold.
Well, a happy ending to a strange... well, a happy ending anyway. From both of us to both of you, love, good wishes, and congratulations. Bride and groom. Where are you honeymooning? Crete? Tunis? Turkey?
New York.
Oh. Love that outfit.
Yes. Yes. She needs brown.
I can't bear it. I can't.
Antonia? Excuse me. Antonia?
What's wrong? No, let me go. Let me go. Oh, I want to die. I feel so awful.
Do you understand all this?
I think we'd better get her upstairs.
No, Antonia's not feeling too good.
Oh, Antonia.
You're nothing but a pack of cards, all of you. A pack of cards.
Oh, I feel so awful. I feel so awful.
Georgie. Ambulance. Hello. It's a girl. She's taken an overdose of something or something. I don't know. 18 Disraeli Terrace. Top floor. Please hurry.
I was afraid of this. She sent me a very strange letter.
She sent me her hair.
What did she take? Well, since she let us both know, it couldn't have been a very serious attempt. All right, lift her up. I feel awful. Absolutely awful. How do you feel?
Guilty. Very, very guilty.
Well, I feel ghastly. Such a headache.
Oh, I've got some Panadol, I tell you.
Martin, would you get me some water, please? I can't take these without water.
Yes. Nurse, I wonder if my wife could have a glass of water. There's a slight headache.
I've got a patient through there who's very ill indeed.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, I'm crushed. It's crushed. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Better?
Not really.
Your pulse is slightly accelerated.
Here we are, darling. Focus on.
Oh. I get these spells, but just never like this. Oh.
Poor you. I'm afraid you've all had a terrible time. I'm sorry.
Well, I think I'd better be going.
Yes, I think perhaps you all ought to leave. I rather want to talk to my new patient.
Be better soon.
Yeah. Hi, Georgie.
Well, I must go and taste some hock. I'll call you.
Yes, Martin, not for a day or so. Now, my dear young lady, what we have to do is try to be very lucid.
Dr. Klein? Can I offer you a lift?
Yes.
6, please.
You seem to have a knack of knowing more about me than I know myself. I wonder if you know I love you.
Yes.
Do you have any idea how much?
Doesn't matter.
What, that I love you, or how much?
I'm touched that you love me, that's all.
It's not all. Honor, I want you savagely, and I shall fight for you savagely.
Fight whom?
Anyone. All of them, if necessary. I'd walk through fire and sea if you'd call me.
But I shan't. Go back to reality, Martin.
What's that?
Your wife.
No, this is reality now. Not my wife, not my home. You. I tell you, I can't live without you.
Your love for me doesn't inhabit the real world because of what I am. Because of what you saw that night in Oxford. I'm an object of terrible fascination to you.
I can't live without you.
A severed head, such as primitive tribes used, putting a morsel of gold on its tongue to make it utter prophecies. As real people, you and I do not exist for one another.
I love you.
Palmer will be back soon. Please go.
Look, it's you who are evading reality.
Is it?
I must see you again.
We leave for America tomorrow. We have lecture commitments.
No.
Yes.
I want you.
Dear me. And what would you do with me if you had me?
Please.
Go home. Go home and comfort your wife.
Will you please tell me what all this is about? Where the hell have you been all night?
Well, I don't quite know what to tell you because I don't know how much you know.
I can't believe there's anything left to know. Antonia, what is it this time?
Me and Alexander.
You and Alexander?
Oh, you were so splendid about Anderson, darling. Don't spoil things now.
I've spent all my splendor.
Martin, be reasonable. It isn't as if this were anything new.
Oh, well. What do you mean? How long has this been going on?
Always, really?
Always? And when did it always begin? A year ago? 5 years ago, when we got married?
Before, really.
Before? My God. We never really got married at all. We never really got married at all. Oh, well, at least this time you won't have to change your name. It'll be much less confusing for the tradespeople. Mrs. Lynch-Gibbon is dead. Long live Mrs. Lynch-Gibbon.
Oh, Martin, I do love you. You're such a dear, sweet, generous person. I'll never let you go, Martin. Ever.
You never married me at all. You adopted me.
This is the first call for passengers traveling on Remick and Jet Clipper Flight 109 to New York. All passengers for this flight should proceed up the central staircase, turning right for passport control, customs, and the final departure lounge.
I just put the kettle on just this minute.
Champagne, madam? Yes, madam. Sir?
Could be memorable. Yes, yes, oh yes.
came back for you. You wanted me to. And I did.
I thought I'd finally got rid of you. All of you. You come here to torment me.
To torment you?
I fully realize that tormenting people is just a byproduct of a character like yours. Have you come here out of pity because you know that I love you? Can we possibly be happy?
Do you really want to be happy? I thought you wanted me.
I wonder if I shall survive.
You must take your chance, my dear.
And so must you.